I gotta be nuts. Filming a second series about a first series that I'm doing? Stupid. Yeah, I can hear my mother saying, there's something wrong with you, something wrong in your head. I'm pushing myself too far. Have I gone too far? I don't know. Now, you would think getting monetized on YouTube would be a big hurrah. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, I gotta be nuts. Well, welcome to my crazy world. Come on along to see the madness. This is insanity. Niche, niche, niche. It's all about the niche. Is it about the niche? Or is it the knights that say niche? Or is it the content creators that say niche? Anyways, welcome. I'm going to be doing this pretty quickly here. I'm going to try and shoot to some live video of me talking, and this third or fourth time I've redone the intro. Content creator in retirement. That's me. That's Terry. That's Cosmic Retired Guy. So basically, what we want to talk about first, if you're interested in doing content creating, you're in retirement, let's get down to the basic facts. And this is another series, so welcome to my loony crazy world where I'm doing two things at the same time. Anyways, not to drag on stuff, what's this series, Creator in Retirement? What's it all about? It's going to be in two parts. So if you're a fan of surviving retirement, you might want to stick around to see the hidden secrets and what goes on in the background while I'm making the series. The first part is for people who are retired and are interested in becoming a content creator. There is a place for you in this, and it all depends whether you want to do it as a hobby for fun or you want to make some serious coin in retirement. I'm not going to address the financial issues of that for you folks. That's up to you. But I will try and help you through some of the hills and valleys of wanting to become a content creator. I am at a certain level, sort of, I don't know, under pro amateur, I suppose, with some of my experience. But I'm here to help a little bit. This is not a how-to series. There are tons of people out on YouTube who are have how-to videos, and some of them are the gurus and stuff. So anyways, we're going to talk a little bit about what are the main points to yourself as a content creator on YouTube and other things. Content creator can be Facebook, Instagram, any of those other ones. Anyways, one of the number one things is finding a unique niche in an oversaturated market. It's when I chose to do surviving retirement, it was actually more videos and information on retirement. That was my niche. I had since expanded out and decided to try and take a go at doing a series, which would help probably the standalone videos, and it has. So that being said, sit down if you're at square one. Let's walk through some of the points here. I got 5 points. We'll go through them during the show here. And over the second half of the show, it'll be all the background of what goes on in surviving retirement. Show you the backstories, the bloopers, the cut footage that never made it, and let you think if it's funny or not. It's doing these series, it's interesting because I'm changing my mind all the time as I'm doing it. I've got an idea, I set everything out, and then all of a sudden I change my mind. So let's start in here. So it's an oversaturated market. You've got to find out what is the niche. It's whatever your passions, your hobbies, where you've got some kind of experience in. That's what you want to target on. Now, being retired, you do have an age advantage because being over 50 remains wide open for giving retirees a distinct advantage to sharing authentic, lived experiences that the AI cannot mimic. So that's one advantage you got there. The other thing is being older, you'll have a higher degree of connecting with your audience and connecting with trust. That I found is so true with surviving retirement, is that I find I feel like I've got a bond with the 200 or 300 comments that I've received. and also the fact that but you got to build a connection. You've got your audience and you, and what you're saying. They got to be able to trust you, and it's a give and take. Because if they don't trust you, they don't like what you're talking about, they're gone. So it's the audience has the main thing there. So number one is establishing a niche. And I would say if you want some homework to do, go out and pen and paper, old school, piece of full scap, as we used to call it, and jot down what your hobbies and interests are. But you do a self assessment. Know what you can do, know what you can't do. And if you've got a husband or partner or other people in your family unit, see if you can work together. Some people may be better at technical stuff. Some other people may be better at computer stuff. You can combine these things, right? So find a niche. That's going to be your first task, to find that. And then other things that you got to worry about is technology. Now that everybody gets afraid and worried about AI. I love AI, and I also love the YouTube algorithm. Full admission. I actually talk to the algorithm. If you look at some of my videos, especially in the Surviving Retirement series, I actually reach out and break the fifth wall and talk to the algorithm and say, hey, man, put an ad over here. Just like right now, put an ad for senior stuff right here. Algorithm, thanks. And I don't know if it drives them nuts. I don't know if it helps them, but it seems like it picked up on something when I was doing that. So, Big Al, you're my friend. So, getting back to technology, there's rapid shifts in 2026. Everything's moving and sliding. AI, the big hype about AI. I like AI. I use AI as an assistant. Totally. I have trying to research something or find out something. I will use AI to find the information and then do some corroboration, old school way, and do some research and going, okay, it was right on this, it was right on that. That's number one. Number two, in that, skill acquisition. Are you good with technology? I've got a history going back 10 or 12 years where I used to do, uh, I made videos for my music when I was in a band in the 80s. And that was just doing that as a lark and fun, but I learned a lot about video editing. If you know anything about video editing, it's linear. Same with digital music, linear editing. If you don't know what that is, go look it up on the internet and Google it. You've got to be reasonably comfortable. Yes, you can use your phone and start with that, but there's going to be traps. And I mean, that's part of the reason why I've done this is that so many people are running out with their phones and making shows and putting them up on YouTube. Well, you're going to get what exactly you're going to get. You're going to get a YouTube channel of someone who makes videos with their phone. If you want to go a little bit step beyond, I'm not heavy on production, but I like to do a produced project when I put it up on the internet. So stick along with me for the rest of these videos in this series, and we'll walk along. Now, there's another issue: safeguarding your personal privacy and security. Drives me nuts on this stuff. I mean, as soon as you heard that, the channel that, well, they say it's got monetized, but it's not really monetized. There's a glitch there. Spoiler alert coming up for next episode. We'll resolve that problem. But for now, it's in a limbo. So if you're getting into these things, you got to be, I won't say savvy with technology. You got to be comfortable with it. You want to be able to avoid scam vulnerabilities, giving your emails out to the wrong people. You got to be comfortable with the audience boundaries, sharing family history and stuff with the public. I mean, I'm finding that, and you got to be able to handle criticism because not everybody's going to like you. I've had the trolls. I haven't had too many trolls. I've had enough, and I've put them in the place. I don't get mean or nasty to them. As thank you very much. I wish you very much karma in your life. And there we go. Burnout, platform pressure. I sort of handle that. I put my own pressure on when I'm doing. I've got deadlines for getting the episodes out. So I mean, this one here that you're watching right now on as I'm filming it, was supposed to be out on Monday or Tuesday. And here we are Thursday. So the launch day is going to be a little bit different. There's an exhaustion cycle. So you've got to take rest, take breaks. Make sure if you want to get into being a YouTube content creator, it's fun. If it's not fun for you, it'll be frustrating at times, but if it's not fun, then it's not worth it. You should be out playing pickleball, maybe. The algorithm trap, I don't even talk about the algorithm trap. That's a joke. I'm friends with Big Al. I like him, man. I talk to him, I treat him nice. If he walked in the door, I'd be taking him out to dinner. Or her. Maybe algorithm's a she. Who knows? But the algorithm is a program that YouTube created to help push their platform on the internet. All these people that are saying the algorithm's beating me up, it's being mean, it's not being anything. The algorithm is doing its job. So Big Al, thanks for doing a great job for YouTube. We love you. I love you. Excuse me. There's content demands. So once you start on the cycle of doing a channel, you got to keep going on the cycle. I mean, it's people say once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week posting. Keep some sort of regular. And I'm going to have recommendations for hardware, software, equipment. You don't have to go out and buy it all. You can look in the background behind me. You see one tripod there. You probably see some other stuff in the background. I've got things all over the place. Here I got fancy dancy microphones that I don't use anymore because they end up getting tied into something else. We're going to get on to some of the back scenes of surviving retirement on the channel here with the being a content creator. Anybody got questions about anything? I'll try to do my best to answer technical questions. There's probably other people on the internet that are best at doing that. But as I break away here, I'm going to play a little clip about me talking about finding your. Okay, we've got into talking about niches. Part of your homework, if you like. We're about halfway through the almost halfway through the video, I guess. You want to do some homework? Go out and find your niche. Come back to the next episode and give me some comments, what you found and stuff. It's whatever your hobbies and passions are. That's basically where you can take a niche and you can expand it out. I'll use an example, crafting. People do crafting from A to Z, and there's everything in between. So pick something like that. We'll go to it. We're going to get to some of the background videos of what's been going on with the Surviving Retirement series. Okay. This document will secure peace in our time. So get down from the ladder and put some pants on. I just hate when I'm off my meds. It's Friday morning. I've got my microphone on my cup. Seeing if that gives me a better sound quality. Apparently the room is echoes around here. Okay. Background. I need to take a mouthful of food. I'm sorry. No eggs this morning. Got no hash browns. Got no bread. I forgot to pick up bread at the food bank. So, the behind scenes. I'm sorry if it's this video it started off high energy and it's sort of dribbled into low energy. I don't know. You're up and you're down when you're doing these things, right? And I tend to drivel on. What I could say in 2 minutes takes about 15 minutes, so I've got to bring in Nemo, the editor. Cut. And that's why you see some of the blips in this show. Okay, so I'm going to show some footage here, and I'm probably going to talk over it as well. It's basically, I got monetized, but I'm not monetized. Am I only partially monetized? I lost 2 days playing around with that I could have been using for putting this video together. So I'm going to show you some clips, very brief clips there as best I can, of where I'm doing the process of cutting, clipping, moving, and the frustration of moving files. It's coming. Going through the process of monetization. First step, going through all the rules and regulations and signing off. Then AdSense will process you. And then you go to the YouTube review. So it's still a few steps to go through, but we're on our way. So that's great. There's another edit that I'm going to have to do. It's as I was talking about, I realized the show we're watching today, I don't have a theme song for it. I've got to do something for that. So here's a note. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but I certainly do. If you got your camera and you're filming, or your camera's just sitting on the side, and you go into GarageBand, it automatically wants to use your iPhone as a microphone. So what happened was I was filming, wanted to use it, kicked off the video. So here we are back with take 2 of this. So I'm into, yeah, that's, we'll put that away. We're going to close that out in GarageBand. Now, GarageBand, if you have Apple products, comes with your stuff. And it's quite easy. I'll say easy to use. There's a learning curve. If you want to learn about doing GarageBand for doing your own music and your own production, even sound effects and stuff, GarageBand's probably one of the quickest, easiest things to do. I use it because it's quick and easy. I do have knowledge with Logic Pro. Logic Pro is about another leap up to the Mount Everest. And it takes a little bit higher learning curve using that because there's a lot of moving pieces on. Shout out to Apple. When I'm doing my programs here, I use the Apple Creator Studio. You can buy it for a whole year, a couple $100, or as I do, because I'm short on funds, I'm using the program month to month. And it's about, in Canada, it's $17.99. In the United States, a little bit cheaper. It has Final Cut Pro to do for your rendering. It has motion graphics so you can work with the titles. I haven't got deeply into that yet. That's another learning curve. I'll probably take a few days off at some point in this month and try and dive in more into motion. It also has Pixelator, which is sort of like Canva. Canva and Pixelator, I use Pixelator. It's great. The AI generation tool in Canva is far superior if you have the Pro version. I had the Pro version. It expired. It's $200 a year. I can't afford that right now. So I'm going with Pixelator. I'm just making do with what I got. These shots are driving me nuts. Need a drone to them. Practically. Sorry, I'm going to be in and out of the camera here. I don't have the... I should have screen recording, but I got multiple screens here, and that would just drive me nuts trying to do that. Trying to explain something while I'm doing something. You're familiar with Final Cut Pro? Yes, no? Well, if you are, then you sort of know what's going on here. Okay. I want to upload things. So into my little project box there, I got A-roll, audio, B-roll, and graphics. I separate my graphics, still shots into the graphics section. The graphics event, B-roll is in its own event. Audio has all my audio and monologue stuff that's in there. A-roll, primary footage. Okay, what were we putting in here? We were putting in the where are your keys, which is a minor one. So I'm going to select the B-roll. Go to the other pane here. The arrow down key for uploading media to the Final Cut Pro event section. We're going media. Now I do say, you probably can't see it very clearly on here. What drives me nuts is that you saw in the previous video, I've got all 00, 01, 02, 03. For some reason, when you go to pick up the files here to find them in Final Cut Pro, everything, and pardon my French, everything is ass backwards. It's instead of alphabetical, the A's start at the bottom of the screen, and then you work your way up. Shut that down. And of course, you got to remember where you're going. It'd really be handy. Oh, I hear the tick-tacking of my dog. Well, good morning, people. It's Friday, July 10th. And special day. Special people to think of. It would have been my mom's birthday. She would have been, God, when was she born? 25. She would have been 102 years old today. So, Mom, thinking of you today. And I haven't forgotten, coming up in some future, well, not in future episodes. I'm actually doing it as a standalone. I'm doing a documentary type video about my mother. She had an interesting time growing up and born in Holyrood, Conception Bay, Newfoundland, before it was the trendy Conception Bay South. But she grew up there and ended up having a whole interesting life. Grew up in the Depression. Anyways, I'll wait till I've got the episode out. I'm doing like a documentary kind of history thing on her. I've always wanted to do that. And I've got another one in the works for my father, who was in the Second World War, and places he did and things that he accomplished. And there's also one that I want to do on my paternal grandfather, who I'd never met. Interesting history on him. Anyways, these are going to come up as standalones on the channel here. But today's would have been my mother's birthday. Yeah, Mom, good old gal, the little Nellie of Conception Bay. Yeah. As it sits right now, I'm about 1/3 into finishing episode 3, and it's going along quite good. Got the hacky, choppy editing skills going on there, making it toit, because I want to have a good show and I want people to actually watch through most of the show. Most of the people click on your videos on YouTube and they watch the first 5 minutes like, this is stupid, and they're off somewhere else. So part of the key of being a YouTube content creator in retirement is you want to create stuff that engage people. And I found that even this clip here, I've not too engaging. You want to have background pictures and things going on. But I find I don't watch commercial TV anymore. Left that behind years ago. I just found myself paying far too much money to the telecommunication companies for all these plans, gardening shows, and this stuff, and this package, that package. I didn't watch half the shows, and then you go to pay your internet bill with all these things, and it's literally, it could be like $500 or $600 when you get all these extra packages on, and you wonder why companies like Shaw or Rogers go off and buy $28 billion worth of major league teams in Canada. Well, geez, yeah, you wonder where that money's coming from. But fair is fair. I mean, I guess they're doing it for an investment, and it helps keep the sport alive in Canada, or no matter what sport they're doing. But I just feel that when you're in retirement, or even as a YouTube content creator, you need to save money. You don't need to spend stuff on this. I've wrapped myself totally around YouTube. YouTube, I love you guys. It's a great entertainment form, and I think it's the future of entertainment form, because it also not only brings in interesting content, but people like me who actually sit there and come up with creative programs for you people to watch and binge watch. No binge watching my stuff until I get to about episode 6 or 7. Then you guys can go ahead along and binge watch away. I'll be quite happy with that. That really helps when you hit the record button. Yes. So we've come to the end of this segment here on this episode. I know everyone's clicking away now. It's the end. No, hang on. So we'll resolve the problems. We'll be coming up in the next episode. Will I get full monetization or not? Hard to say. We will look into that. I hope you got a bit of a glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes there. It's, I think, from the layman's perspective, it's kind of boring, maybe, but it's what I do. It's this series will probably get more and more into trying to help people that want to be content creators who are in retirement. So I think I told you earlier on, go find your niche, come back and talk to me in the comments about your niche, and I'll see if I can help you. I do answer all comments on both series. I answer all comments personally. If you look on that, and I will quote your name, I don't use a automatic response on it. At this point, I can still handle be giving the personal touch in these things. Okay, normally coming up, you're going to see a faceplate coming up where I talk about recommendations for hardware, software, and equipment. I've got two bowled over with everything to list anything, and also we're talking about niches, so there's nothing really I can recommend about niches other than doing your own research. So I'm going to give a shout out to a couple of people who are YouTube content creators, and they have courses. One is Kevin Kobe. I've learned a lot of things from Kevin. He's got a great show. He's got tons of videos. He talks about stuff that Kevin and I don't always agree on a lot of things, but especially he's got a very clean desk when he does his productions. I have a messy desk, but that's the way everybody rolls. Every YouTube content creator has their own style and approach to things. So Kevin Kobe, check him out and watch some of his videos. You might learn a lot of stuff from him, and you can draw your conclusions there. Second person is Rob the Maritimer. And what I'm doing a couple of screenshots here of their YouTube channels. Rob is really good. He offers courses, a lot of help, a lot of things on different equipment. Again, Rob and I don't always agree eye to eye on everything, but that's okay. I like watching him. I like listening to some of his content and stuff. And as a closing, something I'd like to say. No, I'll keep it for the next episode. I think, yeah, I'll keep that thing about the algorithm on the next episode. Anyways, it's been great. It's crazy. I had to go run and do the dishes because I had an invasion of ants on my kitchen counter. If that's not enough while I'm doing content creating, it's more than enough with everything else that's going on. Anyways, I got 48 hours to figure out how to airwalk because that's what I set myself up for in the Surviving Retirement series. So we'll see if this old 50, I wish I was 50, 65-year-old guy can airwalk across the grass in my backyard. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Progress is going to get better. And if you want to be a content creator in retirement, stick around because you're going to make it. I have confidence in you. See you later.